denied any knowledge of the black bags which were suspected to be carrying drugs. We also interviewed the driver, Mr. Brighton Vusi Mthembu, and he also denied any knowledge about those bags. It was 23 large bags of suspected cocaine. We then placed the driver of the truck, the warehouse supervisor, Ms. Wenzel, and the warehouse receiver, Mr. Cornelius, under arrest for dealing in drugs possession.
At this stage, you did not even know that it was drugs. For all you knew, it could have been blankets in those bags. Why did you place him under arrest for dealing with drugs or being in possession of drugs? You don't even say suspected. You say, we placed the driver of the truck under arrest for dealing in drugs / possession of drugs. But you didn't know that it was drugs in those bags at that stage. Unless you were sure that it was drugs.
Commissioners, can I take you back to the same paragraph where it says it was 23 large bags of suspected cocaine?
I get that part.
Okay,
now, you've got bags and you suspect that they are cocaine, but you take it a step further. You say you arrest him for dealing in drugs. Not even possession. You arrest him for dealing in drugs / possession of drugs.
That it's an alternative charge, possession of drugs.
Yes, but I'm saying at this stage you don't even know that it's drugs in there. You still have a suspicion, but you don't even know. But you're already arresting people for being in possession of something you don't know.
At this stage, I would say, based on our suspicion, which were later confirmed.
No, forget about what was confirmed later. You're already effecting an arrest. You're saying here you place the people under arrest for being in possession of drugs and for dealing in drugs. I mean, for you to arrest somebody for being in possession of drugs, you must know that they are drugs.
I agree, Commissioner.
And here you say the bags had not even been opened. So for all you know, it could have been blankets in those bags.
Or some other powder. May have been any powder or even a brick in there. So you haven't opened the bags. All you have is the informer, who's not even your informer, is Mr. Mashaba's informer, but you subs, not Mr. Mashaba, you are the one that effects an arrest based on suspicion of matter that you haven't even had a look at. All you have is black bags. Explain how that makes sense and how that fits in with proper police procedures.
Commissioners, I wouldn't say this was premature, but to bring more sense in this, I would say, because according to the information that was given by the informer, everything is confirmed.
Not everything is confirmed. It's black bags. They mean nothing to me. Even as you're sitting there saying to me, there are drugs in there, I will ask you, did you open and look? Which you didn't ask your informer. You haven't told us that you asked your informer, the informer to, did you see what's inside? You tell us you didn't open the bags. So we know as you sit there that all you have in front of you is bags.
That's
and
correct,
your
Commissioner.
informer has said there will be drugs in that truck. So the question that Commissioner Kumalo is asking you is, are you a seasoned policeman? How do you arrest people on the basis of what you haven't seen and confirmed for yourself, that this is indeed drugs? That's what you're being asked. How do you do that?
My answer to that, Commissioner, would say it was premature.
Unless you already knew that there were drugs in this container, and that was your reason for going there. Yeah.
Commissioner, I don't want to come defensive. I take that other punch.
The premature one.
I take this one that maybe the arrest was premature.
Not that you knew that in the container and in the bags it was cocaine, and you knew that in advance.
Because yes, it was just drugs.
Okay, let me test this. Why did you not open one bag and satisfy yourself that yes, the information from the whistleblower or the source is correct? I've opened this. I've opened one of the bags. I can actually see that it is white powder. I have not tested it, but based on what I know, it might be drugs. Why didn't you at least open to check? And I'm not suggesting that you should have opened it. I'm just testing.
At that stage, Commissioner, I think it was still too early. And I personally will think that we will be tampering with the evidence. And moreover, we don't have any experience.
And just remind us last time, you may have said it already, so I apologize for asking again. What was your reason for loading these bags in your van, which does not have a canopy? And the reason I'm asking you this is you saw later on when the LCRC people arrived, the bags were put on the ground in the pavement and photos were taken of the bags. I'm trying to understand why you did not pack these bags on the pavement so that you wait for LCRC or other people to arrive and attend to them. Why did you see the need to load them in the back of your van?
Commissioner, I think at this stage, when the bags were loaded at the back of the park, it was only me and Mashaba at the scene. And
yes, what was the reason for that? Why did you not pack them on the ground?
I'm trying to get the Commissioner. Being that the case, the scene, it was now getting more chaotic. So for us to safeguard, because if the scene, if the bags were loaded at the back of, we could easily see if someone will go in, maybe try and grab one. That was the main idea. That's correct, Commissioner.
Did you keep a record as you were loading them in the back of your buggy?
Yes, Commissioner. On that day in question, I had my diary with me.
Yes.
Because I just visited the station. So what happened is that I was even taking notes of everything that was happening there, like the registration of the cars and everything. This was also even the serial number of the seal. So when we were arrested, what happened is my diary was inside the car, and it was inside the car. So after our arrest, the bike was taken to Poison's station for safekeeping. So late after 2 weeks when we were released, when we got bail, the diary was nowhere to be found.
So the diary is missing?
It was missing. I thought maybe it will be in the 13, but it was not there.
Okay.
That is a fair answer.